welcome to another K-Taylor Tech tutorial. Today I will be teaching you how to install a Windows server on a virtual machine. Now, some things to keep in mind, what you want to have before you get started. You want to have a minimum of 16 gigabytes of RAM installed in your computer. You also want to have a Windows Server ISO. You can get that from the Microsoft website. And you typically just pull up your browser and a search engine of your choice and search Windows Server Evaluation. Now, me personally, I select 2012. I like the 2012 edition the best. And once you have those things, you also download Python and install that so this can run smoothly. And after you get all that taken care of, what you want to do, you find your VirtualBox shortcut icon and you right click on it. You run it as an administrator so you don't have any issues. And then once you get this thing running, you'll see what I have here on the screen. It'll look just like this, except you won't have all these machines on the side when it's a fresh installation. So with all that said, this is for the more intermediate to advanced user as well. Because this isn't for novices. Like if you're new to computers or just not very tech savvy, then this video is not for you. So this is how we're going to begin. We click on New, and then we select a name. I'm going to put in Server Win 12, and my folder's already pre-selected. My ISO image is right here. And then we check the box, skip unattended installation. And then we click next. And then let me see, I'm going to put about, roughly about 6.5 gigabytes of RAM. That should be fine. And we want to use at least 2 processors always. And then we click next. And then we select about 50 gigabytes of hard drive capacity for our virtual machine. We want to have that at least. And then we just next. And then we click finish. Now see, this method that I'm showing you is the most easy and simple way to install your virtual machine and get it up and running. So now we have to wait here for this to get running. And it's going to start like your typical Windows operating system installation. You'll see a lot of the similarities. Like this right here, it looks like a typical Windows 8 or 8.1 installation, but it's not. As you can see, this is Windows Server 2012 R2. Then you leave all this as default or set it however it needs to be set for your country and time zone and keyboard. And then we click next and then install. And then we wait. Okay, so now this part right here is very important. You do not want to install any of these core selections. You don't want to install this one. You don't want to install this version of the Core Edition. You want to go all the way to the bottom to the 4th option and select that and move forward. And then you accept the terms. Yeah, we'll just slide it on down, pretend we read it. Click next. And then you want to choose custom. And then, as you can see, we only have one option to choose. And then we click next. And then the installation begins. And then we wait some more. So I'll come back when this is all said and done. Okay, so we're back and it looks like we have made pretty good progress. We're in the final processes of getting Windows Server 2012 R2 installed, so there's not much left to do. Just a little more waiting, of course. So we'll wait a little bit while it puts the finishing touches on the whole thing. Okay, so now we get to restart and let it do its thing. Okay, so we're restarting, and this you can just leave it alone. You don't want to press any keys. And as you can see, this looks like Windows 8. But it's not. It's Windows Server 2012. Alright, so we'll just wait for it to finish loading up here. We should be getting somewhere soon. Just a little patience is all. Okay. Alright. A little more waiting, of course, but at this point it shouldn't take much longer. So, okay, here we are. It's getting devices ready. And if you've installed a Windows operating system before, you would be very familiar with these functions and processes. So all looks familiar. Okay, so another restart. Alright, leave that alone and let it start up again. And we wait again. Wait again. Not a big deal. It'll get to it soon enough. Just takes a little bit of patience to get these going. You know, I leave this in the video so you can see how the whole process works. You know, shows you, it's also how cool these virtual systems are. Okay, type a password. Okay, so I'm just going to type something really simple, easy to remember. Okay, didn't really acknowledge that. There we are. And there we have it. Finalizing my settings. And now, this is what we do. Instead of actually pressing Control-Alt-Delete to sign in, we just go to Input up here, Keyboard, slide on over, Insert, Control-Alt-Delete, and watch what happens. There we have it. And then we type in the password that I just created. Oops, incorrect. Let's do that again. There it is. And the first things that this should do after we get past this screen, it should take me to the desktop, and then it should load up the server manager. And this is looking all good. that. And there it is, the server manager. And we'll just wait for this to clear, wait for it to come up, and once we've done that, that pretty much verifies that the installation was successful and we'll be able to use Windows Server functions. Look at that, there's our dashboard. And as you can see, we're doing a little more loading up here with this status bar. And once this is complete up here, everything else will be ready to use. Now, after this video, there will be a continuation. I'm going to show you how to install and set up Active Directory. So, I think we're done loading here. Okay, everything's coming into place, looking good. Looking exactly the way it should look. So, now, that completes this video. As I just mentioned, I'll be discussing Active Directory, how to set it up, and get everything going with that. So, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.